Welcome to GSP Tea Time, the podcast edition, where we talk about all Girl Scout things. I am Cadet Girl Scout Francine Prades.
And I am Cadet Girl Scout Dorothy Rosario,
your host for this IDG Podcast Series. In celebration of the International Day of the Girl, we launched the first ever podcast series of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. And now, we're down to our last episode of the IDG Podcast Series, where we are going to hear from our amazing Girl Scouts about their community project that had a significant impact on their local area.
right, Ate Francine. And today on the show, we're very excited to introduce a group of Girl Scouts who are advocacy champions in their own ways. This Girl Scout troop bagged the Pilar Hidalgo Leap Troop Achievement Award in 2019 and the OLOV Award for 2018 to 2020, a national and an international award respectively, recognizing their efforts to enhance the quality of life in their community through their livelihood project, the Duyan or Hammock Making. Everyone, let's welcome the Junior GSP Sun-Flower Troop number 330 of Sultan Kudarat Council, Western Mindanao Region. Hello po, girls! Hi, Tita Madonna! Maraming salamat po for accepting our invitation. Kumusta po kayo dyan sa Sultan Kudarat?
Okay lang po. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning po, Tita. And thank you so much po na nandito kayo sa ating podcast. And we would like to question lang po or parang ask, what is your community project? Or parang ano yung nagawa niyo sa inyong community kaya nakapag-join po kayo ng Pilar Hidalgo Lim Troop Achievement Award?
My name is Mercedes C. Biadnes. I live in Barangay New Sibulan, Bayong Sultan Kudarat. Our community project is Duyan Livelihood Project.
Okay, it's a Duyan Livelihood Project. Actually, the material that we use is a recycled twine, and it's coming from two companies' banana plantation that were in. Most of the twine that they did not use are just scattered everywhere. So we plan to use those twines to minimize, of course, the kalat everywhere na ang dami talaga doon sa part na yon. So parang naisip namin na why not pagkakitaan namin, since most of the community also are doing or making some duyan made of twine. So sabi namin, ano kaya kung gawin natin ito, girls, na pagkakakitaan, not just pagkakakitaan pero may purpose, parang at the same time taking care of the environment, and at the same time naman parang gawin siyang pagkakakitaan ng mga girls para din sa kanilang pamilya, sa komunidad, and many more. So this recycled twine actually, nung na-present na namin this one in the community, ang ginawa namin is nakipag-organize kami sa aming council kung pwede kami makasali sa Pilar Hidalgo Lim Troop Achievement Project, since one of the programs there na naka-indicate naman ng livelihood. So present namin sa council namin, and then at the same time present na rin namin sa community. So naging supportive naman sila, and we tried to connect to the two companies if they can actually give us more twines para mas marami silang magawa. So yun nga, naging ano ng community na tulungan din kami, at the same time yung dalawang plantation ng banana company. So, but actually, there are actually four major objectives na ginawa ng mga girls. Ano nga yung mga objectives na ginawa natin noon? Gumawa ng Duyan Livelihood Duyan Park. So, parang yung proceeds ng Duyan, half of the proceeds parang inipon namin para makagawa kami ng Duyan Park doon sa kanilang community. Another one is Mercedes.
Nagbibigay din po kami ng mga kunting baon sa mga bata upang meron silang maibigay, upang meron silang mabili na pagkain nila.
Mm-mm. And another one, yung ginawa nila is parang all the girls sa school na sa New Cebu Elementary School, all the Girl Scout, parang nag-sponsor ng kanilang national registration, which is 50 50 pesos each. Tapos another one is yun nga yung ano kami sa community na tulong sa environment wherein we recycle the twine na nagkalat lang everywhere. So yun actually ang aming project.
Wow, thank you so much po Tita and Mercedes for that. Very comprehensive no ng objective ng kanilang project. And on top of that, very inspiring, very resourceful din nila and very sustainable ng community project ninyo, Tita. Naghahanap ng inspirasyon para sa kanilang community project. Ayan, ang daming sinabi ni Tita and ni Mercedes. So be sure to take some notes from our multi-awarded group of girls here. Ngayon naman po, Tita, ngayon na nalaman na namin kung ano ba yung community project ninyo, we would like to know kung bakit ito po yung naisip ninyo na proyekto. Bakit ito pong duyan o hammock making ang napili ninyo na livelihood project?
Kaya po namin pinili ang Duyan Livelihood Project dahil alam po namin na makakatulong ito sa aming paaralan at sa mga bata. Kaya po nung naging successful po ang project namin, ay nagpagawa po kami ng mini park sa paaralan ng Barangay New Cebu at nabibigyan pa po namin ng mga kaunting baon ang mga bata upang pambili nila ng kanilang makakain.
And one more thing is that yung availability kasi ng raw materials are just everywhere. So, Del Monte company is a big company. So naisip namin na yung stability ng aming project ay magtatagal basta andyan lang yung Del Monte, which is until now, andyan pa naman. So, yung material availability niya, it will really last long. And sabi nga ni Mercedes, aside from mag-recycle, marami din actually na brought out na mga objectives from that community project.
Absolutely po, Tita. Na-appreciate ko yung na-mention nyo po ni Mercedes, yung importance of environmental sustainability. Kasi bihira lang po nako-cover yung pagkakaroon ng long-term projects led by girls and for girls sa isang community. And considering na junior Girl Scouts yung mga invited guest speakers natin, usually nasa elementary yung mga junior Girl Scouts, it's amazing to think na at a young age, nakapag-isip na sila ng ganun ka-complex and yet doable na project. And I'm sure it's not an easy thing to do. May mga challenges din po kayong na-encounter siguro. And we would like to ask, ano yung mga different challenges or problems na na-encounter nyo po while doing your project? And maybe po, can you share with us, paano nyo na-overcome yung mga ganong challenges?
Siguro po yung pinaka-worst po namin na challenge is yung pagod na kami at gusto namin na sumuko na. Pero na-realize po namin na bakit kami susuko? Hindi nga sumusuko yung pamilya namin at mga bata at mga ibang tao na suportahan kami sa project na to. Dahil gusto po namin na matulungan ang mga ibang bata na walang mga baon sa pang-araw-araw at gusto rin po namin na maranasan nila kung papaano kasaya maglaro sa mini park.
And one more thing, every time na nakikita ko kasi medyo naiiyak na ako, no? Kasi from the heart talaga yung ginawa namin na project. So every time talaga na nafe-feel ko na napapagod na yung mga bata, and on the sides, I also have work to do. Parang ako na yung, lagi ko silang pinagsasabihan na we have to work for this kasi hindi naman tayo nag-work para sa medal or sa award, nag-work tayo para sa ating mga sarili, para ma-improve ang ating mga sarili, para sa ating pamilya, and para sa ating komunidad. So, me as their troop leader, I am actually giving them some advices na I don't know, but I think nafe-feel din nila. Kasi yung sinseridad ng aming project nandoon eh. So, regardless of how tiring they are, sometimes they keep on complaining na, "Ma, napapagod na kasi," ganyan-ganyan. So, ang ginagawa ko na lang minsan, lilibre ko kayo ng pagkain, ganito, ganyan. Pupunta ako sa komunidad nila, sa mga bahay nila, nakikimingle ako with them para to feel na supportive pa rin ako sa kanila and to give them hope as well. Yun nga sabi ni Mercedes, totoo talaga yung sinabi ni Mercedes na pagod yan sila, pero they really come to the point na they will realize na move on lang, laban lang, kasi para din naman sa kanila yan.
Wow, tita, talagang pati Mercedes talagang nag-resonate po sa akin yung sinabi niyo na very sincere talaga kayo sa project, and it's not about the medal kung bakit niyo siya ginagawa. Kaya yun talaga siguro yung rason kung bakit na-overcome niyo yung mga challenges. And 'di ba lagi naman po talaga may challenges in every project, pero grabe nakakabilib na kayo bilang troupe, hindi niyo hinayaan na ang mga challenges and mga problems na ito to stop you from pursuing your project. At kanina rin, ayan, paulit-ulit din na-mention na sinabi din na may mga times talaga na pagod na ang team. Kaya naman, ngayon po, gusto naming malaman kung paano niyo po nasisiguro na lahat ng girls, lahat ng members ng ating troupe ay motivated to do the project. Meron po ba kayong mga tips na pwedeng i-share dyan kung paano may ensure ng ating mga future community project team na maging motivated sila all throughout the project implementation?
Ako sa part ko as the team leader, before kami nag-start ng aming community project, I made sure to make a timeline. And then, yung aming I really made sure that we follow our timeline at saka yung proper and step-by-step process ng paggawa ng aming project. So, close contact sa not just sa mga girls but also sa community. So, we make sure that during, before, at saka after ng aming project and sa kalagitnaan actually din ng mga aming project, I make sure to have a meeting with them. Kasi para ma-update not just the girls but also the community, saka yung mga members, pati na yung barangay, kasi may mga representative in every part of the barangay. Merong mga from barangay LGU, meron kami sa school din. So I make sure na ina-update ko sila kung ano yung nangyayari sa aming project. And at the same time, I also coordinate with our district field advisors, sa aming SK Council Executive. So parang yung flow, para may smooth yung flow niya, talagang ina-update ko sila from time to time. Meron kami sa timeline namin na mayroon kaming meeting. For example, in 1 week. So for Monday, meron kami niyang meeting ng mga bata. And then before kami mag-end ng Friday, meron kami meeting na naman kami. So we make sure na yung mga ginagawa namin or yung mga assigned tasks ko sa kanila, we make sure na they are doing. So actually medyo mahirap. But ewan ko ba, with God's grace and guidance, siguro talagang na-overcome namin yon. And one more thing I'd like to add on dun sa mga challenges pala. One of the major objectives that we have is actually building a Duyan Park, which is very, kung titingnan mo kasi madali lang siya sabihin pero napakahirap actually na i-build up yon. Number one is the fund. So kung titingnan mo kasi yung fund na gagawin ng mga bata is gagawa sila ng duyan and 50% of it will be given pa sa kanilang pamilya, sa kanila, at saka the half of it will be shared to the making of the duyan. So para bang yun yung number one talaga na pinaka-challenging part namin is yung mag-build kami ng duyan, paano namin gagawin yun. So we made other ways, like we did walk for a cause, nag-organize kami ng walk for a cause, ng ano pa nga yun? Zumba, and then nag-solicit, yan, nag-paraffle, may bidding, yung mga ganon. So during those times, ina-update ang community, ina-update ang school, ina-update ang mga girls, ina-update namin ang kanilang mga parents kasi sila talaga yung very hands-on doon sa pag-support ng aming project. So yung akin lang talaga is yung sincerity at saka yung we follow the timeline that was given to us. Kasi if we don't follow it, parang domino effect lang siya na wala na. Baka nasa middle part na hindi namin continue yung aming project. So with God's grace talaga, parang yung nakita siguro talaga ng community yung ginagawa namin hindi na lang para sa amin yun, para sa kanilang community. Kasi I keep on showing it to them. The essence of what we are doing, na hindi lang ito para sa girls, hindi lang ito para sa akin personally, kasi I am not from Barangay New Cebu, I am from other barangay, so siguro doon din nila nakita na yung iba nga, siya nga hindi taga New Cebu, but then she's helping not just for herself but for the barangay New Cebu community.
Totoo yun, Tita Madonna. Actually, nagustuhan ko din po, i-emphasize ko lang yung nabanggit niya, yung love for community. Iba talaga kapag pinakita mo na mahal mo yung ginagawa mo, and it really goes back to you tenfold or 1,000-fold. And it's nice po na nabanggit niyo it. Now, we're going to have open lines of communication with our community members, those associated with the project, kasi it helps them feel that they belong to what you're doing. Now, this project isn't only for me. It is not only for our girls. It is not only for a select number of people in the community. It is for everyone. And ang ganda din po na nabanggit niyo yung mga different fundraising strategies. Pero tita, gusto ko din malaman kasi 'di ba pag nagluluto tayo, may mga secret ingredient kumbaga kaya mas na-elevate yung pagluto natin. Katulad din yun sa project. Ano po ba yung secret kaya napaka-successful ng project nyo?
Every time na I talk to my girls, I have been always telling that, girls, we don't work for this. We don't work for applause on this project, but we actually work from the heart. So we don't just work for to be applauded on the project that we actually have, but we work because we love doing this project, and because kindness, sabi ko sa kanila, there's no other, you combine kindness, humility, and love. Those are perfect actions. So sabi ko sa kanila, pag yun kinumbine mo, yung love, yung humility, yung kindness sa paggawa ng project natin, hindi mo na mararamdaman yung pagod. Hindi mo na maprioritize yung mananalo ba kami or hindi. Yung fulfillment, andun na kasi yung fulfillment na ay, naka-realize na ako na iba pa rin talaga pag gumagawa ka from the heart. So you don't mind the material things after you've done this thing, but yung pagmamahal mo sa ginagawa mo, iba pala talaga yon. Iba yung satisfaction na yon. Hindi yun matutumbasan ng kung ano mang material na bagay. Mananalo ka man o matatalo, it's okay. As long as yung lesson na mga lessons na learn from the project, that's the most important thing. And we build this project for livelihood, not just for livelihood, but building good characters, not just to the girls, but also to the community. Yun yung sa amin talaga.
Hands down, Tita Madonna. Sobrang love ko po talaga yung answer niyo na yung secret parang trio ingredient sa inyong project is kindness, humility, and love talaga. And dahil doon, very inspiring, and I hope na-inspire natin ang ating mga tagapakinig na ang mga secret ingredients din na yun ay i-incorporate nila sa kanilang future project. At dahil dyan, thank you so much po Tita Madonna, Mercedes, and sa Junior Sun-Flower Troop for graciously sharing your insights with us. And kanina po habang binabalikan niyo yung memories niyo habang ginagawa niyo yung project, grabe talagang chills. I really felt yung dedication, yung passion, and syempre kanina pa natin sinasabi yung love for the work that you do talaga. And nakakatuwa po na sa Girl Scouts of the Philippines, talagang kinikilala natin ang ating mga girls bilang ating mga partner in community and nation building. At talaga namang very timely itong conversation na ito as we celebrate this year's International Day of the Girl, right, Ate Francine? Kaya naman, for the very last question, Tita, ano po yung mga message or advice na pwede niyong maibigay sa ating mga tagapakinig na gusto rin nilang i-pursue yung kanilang sariling community project in the future?
Mercedes, go ahead.
Siguro po, ang mapapayo ko lang sa mga Girl Scout is huwag kayong matakot na ipakita ang inyong mga talento at magtiwala kayo sa inyong sarili at huwag kayong panghinaan ng loob at sama-sama kayong gumawa ng mga bagong proyekto upang balang araw ay mas marami rin kayong matutulungan ng mga tao.
As what I've been telling earlier, that your dreams will always be valid, no matter where you are from. So if you put love into everything that you do, be it in work, in life, in school, the greatness will just ignite. It will just be seen by everybody. And each of us, regardless actually of age and gender, has the ability to plant seeds of goodness to the world and bear fruits of light and the hope to humanities and nature. So you just have to believe in yourself. You just have to work for what you believe in and work from the heart. That's the most important thing. So that would be all. And thank you.
Thank you, Tita Madonna. I just can't help but say, pang Miss Universe po talaga yung answer nyo. I love it so much. Lalo na po yung your dreams are valid. Kasi for our girls, this is a complex time. The pandemic is really something that ignites or sparks a lot of negative emotions. Well, not really negative, pero emotions that make us feel scared, make us feel alone, make us feel anxious of what is waiting for us in the future. But hearing positive words of affirmation, knowing that our dreams are valid, whatever form they may come in, and knowing that there are people in the wings waiting for us to succeed and are rooting for our success is something that will really help us make those dreams a reality. So this brings us to the end of this episode. Let's just have a short recap on ano nga ba yung mga napag-usapan natin throughout our time today. So with the Sun-Flower Troupe, we talked about their project, which is the duyan making or hammock making project. So they did it in one of their local communities. And what they did was they created hammocks out of recycled twine mula sa mga banana plantations sourced out from companies like Del Monte and other local companies na available sa kanilang area. So what this created was a sustainable source of livelihood and also an innovative project that focuses on making a duyan park and providing food or lunch money for those who need it the most. So the titas and girls here with us also talked about the challenges that they've experienced in terms of doing the project. They talked about feeling exhausted kasi they also have to juggle their responsibilities as troop leaders, members of the troop, as a mother, as a sister, as an anak, diba? As a student, as a teacher. So they have many hats to play. And despite those challenges, they were able to overcome it by going back to their why. Bakit nga ba nila to sinimulan, diba? For their community, for personal development. And after going back to their why, it also helps that their troop leader, Tita Madonna, strive to form personal connections with them, going out of her way to reach out to the girls and spend time with the girls. They also talked about the lack of funds that they have experienced when doing the project. And what they did was create fundraising initiatives or IGPs, income-generating projects such as Walk for a Cause, raffles, Zumba classes, and they tried to solicit also money from those in the community. And as a group, they were able to ensure that everyone is driven to accomplish the project by opening lines of communication. And yung pinaka-secret nga nila, sabi ni Tita Madonna, is having love, humility, and kindness that are sure things that will bring fulfillment. And as a movement, GSP is character building, and it is also important to emphasize that GSP molds girls who can contribute towards nation building as well. So thank you so much once again to our guest, the Junior GSP Sun-Flower Group number 330 of Sultan Kudarat Council, Western Mindanao Region, for sharing their valuable insights here on our third and last episode of the IDG Podcast Series. We hope that this conversation resonated with our listeners and that it brought value to your own personal perspectives. Thank you so much as well to our audience who stayed tuned to all of our episodes.
Yes, it has been truly an honor to host GSP Tea Time, the podcast edition for the International Day of the Girl celebration, and to learn so much insights from our guests all throughout the series. It's hard to say goodbye, but for the last time, this is your host, Cadet Girl Scout Dorothy Rosario,
and Cadet Girl Scout Francine Brades,
signing off.